It started with a scream. Not the loud kind, but the kind that gets trapped in your throat when fear creeps up on you unexpectedly. Madison's back hit the cold metal locker with a jarring thud, her books spilling from her arms like leaves in a storm. 3 of the biggest guys on the football team stood over her, grinning like they had the world on a string. What they didn't know, what no one knew, was that Madison wasn't the same girl they used to push around. She hadn't always been strong. A few months ago, she was the quiet girl with oversized sweaters and a perpetual seat in the back of every classroom. She walked the hallways like she was invisible, because being invisible felt safer than being seen. Ever since her dad left, it had just been her and her mom trying to survive. No extra money, no emotional support, just long days and sleepless nights. The bullies picked up on it instantly. Sharks always smell blood. The worst of them was Jackson. Reese, quarterback, senior, local hero with the charm of a movie star and the heart of a rattlesnake. His friends, Bryce and Logan, weren't much better. They made a game out of cornering kids in the hallway, taking backpacks, spreading rumors, tripping people when no teachers were watching. Madison had been a regular target, but something had changed over the summer. Her mom had picked up a second job, so Madison spent most evenings alone. One night, flipping through random YouTube videos, she stumbled upon a self-defense channel. Something clicked. It wasn't about violence. It was about reclaiming power, reclaiming herself. She began practicing in secret, knees, elbows, stances, leverage, every night. Her hands shook the first time she kicked the air. But slowly, fear turned to focus, then to confidence. She wasn't just learning to defend herself, she was learning who she was. Now, back in the hallway, the familiar heat of panic was rising in her chest. But something new flared with its determination. Jackson smirked, placing a hand on the locker beside her head. You still walking around like you own the place, Madison? Should have learned by now that no one wants you here? Logan reached for her arm. Bryce laughed behind him. Something inside her snapped. Her right knee came up fast, clean, controlled, right into Logan's gut. The sound he made was something between a grunt and a gasp as he collapsed to the floor. Before Bryce could react, she shifted, planting her foot and raising her knee again. This time it caught him square in the thigh, a dead leg shot that sent him reeling back against the opposite lockers. All that was left was Jackson. The hallway had gone dead silent. Students stared, eyes wide, mouths open. Madison stood still, heart pounding, breath steady. Jackson's face had lost its grin. You just made the worst mistake of your life, he hissed. No, she said, her voice clear. I just stopped. Letting people like you make all the rules. A teacher rushed over. Coach Bennett wasn't far behind. The aftermath happened quickly, too quickly for Madison to take it all in at once. Logan ended up with a cracked rib. Ah! Bryce sprained his knee when he fell. Jackson, the pride of the school, was suspended for harassment. With 2 players injured and their captain out, the football team didn't even make playoffs, but Madison didn't walk away untouched. Rumors flew. Some kids called her a hero. Others called her violent. She was summoned to the principal's office 3 times that week. Her mom was furious at first, terrified more than anything, but eventually saw the fire in her daughter's eyes and knew something important had changed. Madison faced challenges she never expected. She was invited to speak at an anti-bullying assembly, but the anxiety almost made her cancel. She agreed only after spending a full night practicing in front of her bedroom mirror, whispering the words she wished someone had said to her. You don't have to be the toughest person in the room, she said to the crowd. You just have to believe you matter. You deserve to be safe. You deserve to stand up. She joined a local martial arts class. She started tutoring freshmen who were being picked on. Some days were hard, people stared, people whispered, but she stopped caring. About the wrong opinions? She had real friends now. She had her voice. She had her power. The moment in the hallway didn't just end football season. It ended the silence. It ended her fear. And it started something stronger. Madison's story spread, not because she fought back, but because she found a way to live forward. She inspired others to speak up, to stop accepting cruelty as normal, to take small steps toward strength. By the time graduation rolled around, Madison wasn't the invisible girl in the back anymore. She was valedictorian. She was a leader. She was someone who had been pushed to the edge and chose not to fall but to rise. And maybe, just maybe, that was more powerful than anything that ever happened on the football field.